everyone. Tonight we are at Disney's Beach Club and we'll be eating at Cape May. Now this is the first time that Cape May has been reopened since the shutdown back in March. So I'll be really excited to see what the food's like, what's changed, what the atmosphere is like. I think it's just going to be really exciting. So come along. Walking up to the Beach Club is so beautiful. Everything is lined with beautiful flowers, artwork, and architectural features. It really brings you back to the 20s in New Jersey. And in front of us, you'll see that this is the main beach club. So if you're coming here to stay as a non-DVC member, you'll be staying in this portion of the hotel. But right to the left of it is Disney's Beach Club Villas. Now this section of the resort is reserved for vacation club members. So if you ever get a chance to be able to stay here, I highly suggest it because you're really super close to Epcot's International Gateway. And it puts you right into the back of World Showcase by the UK and the France Pavilion. So it's super convenient. And if you don't have the opportunity to stay here, I'd really suggest making dining reservations either here at Cape May or also at Beaches and Cream. Beaches and Cream is a fantastic restaurant as well. It has great milkshakes, great sundaes, great burgers, anything you really would want. And again, if you have a dining reservation, you get access to the property and potentially you can mosey over to Epcot. Cape May is family style, so traditionally it has been a buffet. So whenever you would come here, they do have a line key you could walk through and get any type of dish that you want, whether that was clams or mussels or anything. But now, much like the other Disney restaurants that are traditionally buffet style, they serve it sort of like by the plate, and so you can eat as much as you want, but they bring it out to you, so you don't go up to the traditional buffet queue. Also, too, they do have the scannable access codes where you can just scan the code, read what's on the menu. They do offer alcoholic beverages for adults. They have non-alcoholic beverages as well. It's all really good. So we just scanned the mobile QR code, and going through the menu, Cape May is $42 plus tax and gratuity for adults, $25 for children. They do have a great bread service. Their salads are fantastic, and what we're really looking forward to is the seafood bowl. So that comes with mussels, peel and eat shrimp, clams, I believe it's sea bass. It all looks really good. And just like that, look at this. I'm starting off over here with the harvest salad. Then we have a couple of options for spreads. This is the traditional sea salt butter. This is a garlic herb butter, and then we also have a cheese spread. Then over here, the piece de resistance, the bread. We have an awesome cornbread and a traditional dinner. Oh boy, look what's arrived. We finally have the seafood boil. So the seafood boils comes with corn on the cob, mahi-mahi, peel and eat shrimp, clams, and corn on the cob, and potatoes. Right? Yeah. This looks amazing. I'm so excited for this. Oh wow, guys, look what else just arrived. So now we have chicken, mixed vegetables, potatoes. I think, what is that? Is that steak? That's awesome. And then over there we got mac and cheese.
Lobster mac and cheese.
Lobster mac and cheese with a breadcrumb topping. Oh man. I think we need sideboards for the table. We're running out of space. Guys, this is so good. We're doubling down. I'm going for some more potatoes, and some steak, and some shrimp. It's getting crazy. Cape May. I don't have to eat it all. Don't have to. It's so good. so far. I mean, for $42, I don't think that this was a very bad deal. You know, you had a little bit of everything. I thought everything was fantastic. You had the steak with the pesto sauce on it. I thought was, believe it or not, the best for being a Cape May. The shrimp was really good. I think those two were about hand in hand. For peel and eat shrimp, I think they did a really good job. The mashed potatoes were delicious. The carrots and the vegetables were cooked. Like, I think they're the best mixed vegetables I've had at Disney. And like the whole seafood boil was great. And just like that, dessert is here. I am so excited to try this.
So you have an Oreo, something with Oreo.
An Oreo bonbon.
Oreo bonbon, a lemon curd macaroon,
Yep.
a raspberry sort of cake, 7-layer chocolate cake, a sugar-free cheesecake, and you said lemon curd?
Yeah. This is gluten-free too, I think, if people have gluten allergies. That's a good thing to have. Anyway, I'm so excited. You going with the Oreo bonbon first?
Yeah. We came with two. Well, I guess I should say the glass because it's kind of rich.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I'll go with the 7-layer bar. It's pretty good. Trying the 7-layer cake. Very good. It's very rich. So, this is the most magical place on earth, so we're not going to count calories. So, let's do this. Yeah. It's delicious. It's really good. All right, so we just finished eating at Cape May. This was our first time back in over a year since it closed because of COVID. It did change as we showed. It went from being the traditional buffet style that we're accustomed to the more family style, which they bring out everything that you, they bring out as much as you would want to eat. But it was still good. I think I would come back again once it returns as a buffet. Either way, it was still really good. I think for $42 a person, with the annual pass discount, it came to about $80 all in, which for Disney, family style, all you can eat, I think was a really good deal. I did enjoy it. I thought it was good.
Yeah, I think there was a little bit for everybody. So if you're not, a lot of people don't come to Cape May because they're not seafood lovers.
Yeah.
And I think you kind of forget that they serve other things as well. Yep. It's like a surf and turf. As you've seen in the video, it had a ribeye. I'm normally not into ribeye. The color and the fat just doesn't do it for me. But I actually like this one. It had that green pesto sauce, which was really good. Yeah. Also, the chicken. And then they had vegetables as well, mashed potatoes. And like you said, you can get anything that is extras.
The chicken was a little dry, but it had good seasoning though. I think it was still decent, and it had a sauce that you could dip it in.
That was good.
I don't know what it was,
but
it was still like, it was kind of like almost apricot like, maybe. And it had a little heat to it, which I thought was pretty good. So.
I agree.
Yeah, and also the mixed greens. So for Disney, I thought they had the best vegetables. So you could get it came with carrots and green beans. It was fantastic.
Squash.
I thought it was the best. That was the best vegetables I've had at Disney yet.
Yeah, it had a lot of flavor. We're forgetting about the salad and the bread at the very beginning. I think it all comes to you and you forget about it.
It was really refreshing. I think for like a hot day, if it's in like the 90s, I thought that salad was delicious. It kind of reminds me We were talking of the Trader Joe's like lemon salad with the kale and everything. Yeah, it was really good. Yeah.
The cornbread, like you had said, it was
Well, the cornbread was sweet. Yeah.
So
I think as a Yankee, I like the sweet cornbread more than the more traditional.
And I'm a Southerner, so I do not like the sweet cornbread. So,
yeah,
but if you mixed it with like the 3 different butters, there's one that's a sea salt butter, so it's kind of like sweet and salty.
Yeah.
If that's your cup of tea, like that's my mom. I think she would like that.
Yeah.
The cheese spread was my favorite.
Yeah, that was all new. So they've never done that before. So even when it was a buffet, they didn't have bread service like that. So there was the three different spreads, right?
Yeah.
So you had like the regular butter, it's like a sea salt butter, and then they had garlic and herb butter, which I think that was the best. The sea salt butter that was very salty. So if you're watching, you're salt.
the whole meal.
It's probably the majority of your salt for a day. That's all I'm going to say. So, but then they had the cheese spread, which was at first I was like, I don't know if this is going to be like Cheese Whiz, but it was
good.
Just joking, but it was good. It was pretty good.
Maybe why we like it.
Yeah.
I don't know. No, and then
No.
The lobster mac and cheese. Again, that's something that we normally don't eat that much of, and that was very good.
It was good, but it had very small bits of lobster.
Yeah.
Like it was really tiny bits of lobster. So I mean, if you're expecting to get it like it's going to be an entree with chunks of lobster. It's
not like the Epcot Food Festival, where if you get their lobster mac and cheese, it usually is like the bigger chunks of lobster.
Yeah.
But it may have just been the one we got. We only got one. We didn't get a second serving of that. So it may just be on how it's served.
Yeah.
On what pieces you get.
And I mean, the most important thing, right? Cape May, seafood. So we had the seafood boil.
Mm-hmm.
It was good. It was, I would say, in the past, I used to love the little neck clams. They were fantastic here when it was the buffet, because I think, and that's what we were talking about while we were eating, I think it's because they would constantly make them. They were really fresh and they tasted good. These felt like they were a little, like the mussels and the clams were a little like dried out. Like they'd been sitting. Like I don't think they're making as many of them because it's family style now. They don't have the volume, so it's.
I'm normally not into the mussels and clams. I like fish and the crab legs and shrimp.
Yeah.
Is where my go-to. But you kind of turn me on to the smaller ones are the mussels, clams.
Yeah.
Clams.
The smaller ones are the clams. Yeah.
The clams. I like the clams. They're a little chewy, but I like those. But the black mussels, I could not do those today.
Yeah.
They were a little too chewy for my liking.
They were chewy, and they were also
a little salty.
Very salty. Yeah, fishy is a great.
I don't like to. I like seafood, but I don't like fishy.
Yeah. So they had the fresh catch of the day, which at most restaurants, as it always seems to forever be, mahi. But it was good. I have to say they cooked it very well. It had good flavor. I think of all the items next to the shrimp was just great. I would say that was my favorite.
And it is peel and eat. So
yes.
Cape May is usually always a little messy anyway, but you do have to use your hands. But don't worry, they do give you wipes at the end before you begin your dessert. Yeah. So you can.
So if you're down here on vacation and you want to dress up to eat here, I would probably be cautious about if it's your favorite article of clothing. I don't think I'd wear it to Cape May.
True.
Because it's messy. It is a little messy. It is a little messy. I think, like, even for the most caus and proper of eating.
Not a first dater.
No, definitely not. It's good. I think Cape May is a solid one.
It's seafood. It's where you go, you have fun, you laugh, you get messy, and then when you're done, you go wash your hands, come back, and you have dessert. Yeah. The best part.
I think I'm a little critical because this is one of my favorite restaurants on property. So it was good, and I had really high expectations and hope going into this since the reopening because it's been so long. Yeah. So, but I think that they did really good. The wait staff was all like they were all like exceptional. Yeah, they were really super friendly. They were on top of everything, and you can tell that they were still getting accustomed to being open again.
We never went without. I'll say that.
Yeah, we never went without. No, definitely.
And again, whatever you want, a dessert, drink, they switch it up, they'll change it up, they'll bring you whatever. They try to accommodate you in the best way that they can. Yeah. And we don't have any food allergies, But
No.
there are so many different options too there. Or if
Yep.
you do have food allergies, there's a lot of gluten-free, dairy-free.
Yeah. If there's picky eaters, I think you'd be just fine going here. I mean, even kids too. So, you know.
When we were actually in there, we couldn't really do a live video. First of all, we couldn't fit the camera on our table.
No.
Second of all,
We had a two-person table.
there was a lot of families in there with kids.
Yeah.
And I mean, not like crying or anything, but they were enjoying themselves too.
Yeah, it's on the
We
louder
had
side.
one next to us. They loved the mac and cheese and the mashed potatoes. There's also little red potatoes that came into the boil, corn, the veggies. Those were the things that they were enjoying eating as
Yeah.
well. Some of them, even kids, if they were introduced to it, enjoyed the fish.
Yeah,
mahi
they did.
mahi.
Yeah. And if they didn't like it too, you can still get basically like the quick service stuff. Like they had chicken tenders and fries, and I know even
Pizzas.
they used to offer pizza. I think they still do. So
Yeah.
I mean, if there's something for everybody here at KMA, I think it's hard pressed not to say this is a solid option. If it's available, book it. You'll like it. It's good.
So I would say
is.
like Cape May pre-COVID, I would give it like a 9.5.
Yeah.
Like buffet.
Solid.
Normal. Now I would give it like a 7.5, 8.
Yeah. I'd say that 7.5. That's
Still very good. So if you like the atmosphere of Cape May, which we do, I think it's kind of fun to get yourself in the door, kind of rekindle all those memories that you have together. It's worth trying.
Yeah.
And then if
And the
you're
beach
not
club.
really into some of the food items, I know they're kind of all heading towards October maybe.
Yeah. So
Got a
you
big
know,
celebration coming up.
it's all speculation, but they are saying that,
Maybe.
that perhaps the buffet will return in October. So like we'll look forward to that.
So
Otherwise,
the good news is they have plans on bringing it back.
yeah. And you know, if you're not staying at the boardwalk or the Swan and Dolphin, you know, or the yacht or the beach, you know, this is a wonderful place to come to. If you have a long afternoon, you don't want to go to Epcot, or maybe you do want to go to Epcot. This is really a great place to come. The parking's super convenient. You're right next to the International Gateway that puts you right at the front of the World Showcase. The boardwalk is right across the way. So if you feel full, you feel stuffed, you can go for a nice walk afterwards. And I mean, it's gorgeous. You know, there's stuff to do along the way. There's sights to see. If you did not get yourself full, there's still plenty of places to stop and eat. There's ice cream places and stands and places to grab a drink along the way. So it's a great place to come. So I would say family or couples, definitely put it on your list.
Yeah.
I think that about does it for Cape May. I think we're gonna go wander around. We might go to Boardwalk. We might check out Epcot. But thanks for coming along. We appreciate it, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.
Till next time.
Bye.